Yo, what's good, you guys? It's the Mercenary, and in today's long special dedicated video that I've been contemplating for a very long time, I'm going to discuss the history of DCI gaming. Alright, so let's start off with what DCI stands for. DCI, at beginning, started for Doom Incorporated, and then I went to a store one day and discovered a hat that had a logo that said Doom Crew Incorporated. And I was thinking, hey, that sounds kind of cool. Doom Crew Incorporated Gaming, so DCI Gaming. So I kind of just carried on with that name and kind of formed a group like that. And this group actually formed in the beginning of 2010. It was actually a New Year's clan that I started. And I had a person that I knew locally. He wanted to be a co-leader as I offered it to him. And he's like, yeah, man, I've always wanted co-leadership. And I'm like, well, now's your chance to prove yourself. So we kind of carried on. He's like, I have like close to like 4 to 8 people who want to join. I'm like, well, get him in here. So we kind of just started out like that, small, and then eventually got bigger and bigger. And the discussion of, okay, so what's DCI gonna be about, and what do you expect out of us? Well, first off, I'm hoping to get a capture card. Unfortunately, I was recording with a 480p digital camera at the time, on a bipod that was in front of a box TV that you had to mind the radiation lines, of course. And I'm pretty sure that's everyone's guilty confession when first starting out on YouTube. If you don't have the money to afford an Elgato or one of the higher end capture cards. So I started recording with my 480p digital camera in the meantime. And of course, the discussion of game battles and stuff like that. Well, we don't want to get into the whole game battles part of MLG just yet. I mean, we kind of need to assemble the crew, find out who's going to be good at what and stuff like that. And there was myself, DCI Terminator, my co-leader, his name was Jeremy, DCI Snipes. The other one was Mitch, which is DCI I Rage Quit, or was. And Alex as DCI I Am Canadian, and then Brandon as DCI B Dog. And there's a few others I don't remember off by heart, but there's quite a few of us back in the day. But as we carried on, we kind of just took things one step at a time, and we just sort of that's when I created the channel for DCI Gaming. And the discussion from there of what to do became more questioned, and I was like, hey, let's just take it day by day. So that was fine. And then we just kind of game together to see what our roles were, what we best played as. Of course, it formed more into Call of Duty, but as any clan would like to be more open to ideas, my idea was to expand as much as possible, and that is to not just involve shooters, but racing divisions, sports divisions, and stuff like that, just to make it not so bland and boring kind of deal. Because that's the thing with clans, you want to be open to all kinds of games. You just don't want to be stuck to one game kind of deal, because that's not being innovative, that's not being open-minded and stuff like that. So for me, it was primarily Call of Duty, and then I thought Forza, if I can get a few good Forza players. It was a work in progress, but nonetheless, it all worked out very well. I created a website, which I had a hard time trying to convince people to actually sign up for, because websites keep some things well organized. It all depends if you either do that on paper or you do it electronically. But to me, I kind of like to do both. But me, I was just into the whole, I love websites kind of deal. So if you guys can sign up there. And I gotta say, the most difficult part of becoming a leader of your own clan is trying to make people do something sort of against their will, and kind of tying into mandatory needs, and that they weren't willing to meet those needs kind of deal. So as it got a little more complicated than that, I was like, and then that's when the question started with, well, are we going to need to change our gamer tags to DCI? I'm like, well, I'm going to go easy on you guys. I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, it'd be more preferred, and that way you know who you're representing. And secondly, it would be not representing another clan, but more so the one that you're part of. But also, until you're able to, I kindly state that if you can put my clan into your profile. So they seemed reasonably well agreeing to that. So I was like, yeah, just put, you just put your gamer tag in your profile and state what you are to DCI Gaming, and then we can go from there. And that kind of made people like, oh, that's kind of easy. And then if it was kind of like a, am I gonna be obligated to doing this? Because that's like what, $10 to switch your name tag to and all that stuff. So yeah, it was kind of hard to convince people to switch their name tags because clans don't really last forever. So it's understandable in a way why some people are very hesitant to change their gamer tags and stuff like that. So being my own leader and stuff like that, that was probably one of my biggest challenges in doing that. So but nonetheless, we just kind of carried on and did our own thing. So we played a lot of games together and stuff like that. And then of course there was that one time we get into a lobby and it's like, oh my god, it's DCI Terminator, and it's like,
Oh my god, it's DCI Terminator. No, you just speak like 6 subs. I watch his videos all the time. Guys,
I watch X, Epic Full X.
It's so good, Bob. Snack 100 followers.
whoa, we're not that popular yet, are we, kind of deal. But that was okay because having your name being shouted out by someone in the lobby is a really cool feeling. Unfortunately, I don't get much of it, and it's not really something I expect, to be honest. If you want to call me out, that's your deal. But apart from that, we just kind of carried on, and then
Search and destroy. Oh my god, I've seen all your videos. I masturbate to each and every single one of them.
I believe April of 2011 is when I got my first capture card, my Dazzle DVC 100, and that's when I began my first project of video creating, which my very first video was the Master Chief at the Olympics, which contained my avatar in a Master Chief suit playing Doritos Crash Course. And that was an awesome project. And of course, my knowledge of knowing on how to do video editing was very poor back in the day, and so I just kind of did what I did. And of course, the battle of trying to get the best quality, well, that was a challenge on its own when looking up on YouTube and stuff like that, because other people had different qualities and stuff, and then there was that one that had the best quality of them all, and now it was recording with a virtual dub, which if you had an S-video cable, it makes the quality about 15-20% better than the standard composite definition of video quality. So that was okay. I mean, there's like a lot of other different preferences that people had for different videos and stuff, and I was like trying to battle myself and seeing which one was the best, because I rather prefer quality over quantity any day. So the struggle was real, trying to figure out how to do this and that, but the point was trying to play and record with my team and stuff like that. So that was the main importance of getting noticed. So one of the things I found to be the most important thing when being the leader of the clan is to make sure you get to know your teammates well.
But it's not over yet. Get ready for the next one.
What?
Search and destroy. Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired.
Sticky going out!
You guys are retarded. Oh man!
I thought for sure that would work.
Changing man!
Do that. Bomb flag. Come on, Sean, don't go down. Yeah. Okay. What is it you guys are doing? Okay, on the count of 3, blow them up.
No. We have to show the others. Guys, come into the little building in the back.
Oh my god!
I can't breathe. Oh, that's too much.
But I have to say the best part of that video was that everyone was having fun. And back in the day, that's all that mattered to me, was that we made fun no matter what we did. And that's why I'm actually very appreciative of those who I've met back in the day and who I continue to still know to this day. So the most awesome thing that happened before this moment was when we were playing some MW2 and TDG, the mod website, which each taken player would grant players who joined their session the ability to manipulate the game in any way they wanted via the mod menu. And for us, I hosted a lobby and we all got javelins out, because javelins, these ones are really unique, you know, like they shot 5 missiles at a time and it killed the player instantly because of how much freaking torque these freaking missiles had. And I'll let the video do the explanation for me.
Oh, you died. Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
Take a corner to fire at.
Hold on. We all have to stand together.
No, we gotta go from different corners. I mean.
Alright, wait. Oh god.
Ready?
Ready?
Wait. You gotta go find a different corner for everyone.
Doesn't matter. Just shoot off.
Fire! Okay, respawn.
I didn't get the shoot.
How did I get falling damage?
Wow.
I can't. Whoa!
And those were good times, and more followed, but I didn't record, unfortunately. But the next one I did do was my next big project was the Halo Reach Assassinations montage, which I was very creative with. Like, I'm surprised it came out as well as it did, but my knowledge with editing and the on-screen controls were so bad that I don't know. I look back on it to this day and I just don't know what to think of it anymore. So here's a little preview. So as much as I wanted the audio to play in the background, it did contain some copyright material which I did not want it to be exposed again. So from this project on, I started making my own montages and stuff, and I had a series name for it, and I called it A Series of Fortunate Kills. So here is my first masterpiece in montage making with the Dazzle DVC 100 back in the day, and I had to censor the music because I do believe it contained a song that wasn't mine, and if so, it's probably copyrighted now. But still, this is me putting my magic together and learning little from what I could from YouTube tutorials based upon those who created them, and me implementing it into my own creations. So I decided to conclude my fourth and final montage on Series of Fortunate Kills 4 and decided to move on to more bigger projects. And so these consisted of doing Let's Plays and stuff like that, and just kind of doing stuff of my own using the same Dazzle capture card until I eventually got onto the HD PVR2. So DCI, I think, dispersed and we all went our ways, I think, mid-2011, and that's where DCI Rage Quit, which is now known as Big Thirsty, and many other names that I can't remember off by heart, but he kept it pretty simple. But either way, we stuck together. We all both had our own PVRs and stuff, and we decided to, hey, let's see what we can do as a duo and see how we go from here. And so that's how we've been carrying on. So January of 2013 rolls around, and that's when I got my HD PVR2. And from this point, I'm like, what do I want to do with my HD PVR2? What first video do I want to make a good impression on? And I thought, hey, wait a second. How about the stealth chopper from Black Ops 2? So after that, I decided to do some Call of Duty gameplay commentaries like everybody else does, and just to see how well I fit in with the scene. And so I did it for the first little while. I did it through January up until I think mid-February, maybe even longer. And I discovered, as much as I think I enjoy this, I'm going to leave this maybe to update videos only and focus more on Let's Play as something that I really want my channel to represent and stuff. So I decided to do that a little bit more and evolve myself in the Let's Play series and just doing random videos and stuff and making Call of Duty commentaries as update videos as something I can randomly ramble on about and kind of keep Let's Plays more relevant to the story and what you're trying to do, like impersonate someone or something like that. So that's kind of how I went through with it through the most of my production. So from here I just decided to do my own projects and do my own thing and collaborate with Huskius, which was DCI Rage Quit, and we basically been doing our own projects, and whatever ideas that come to mind we just go along with it and see how it turns out, and if not we just scrap the idea and think of a better one. And then late of December of 2013 I got myself a desktop computer, which took my experience to a whole new level, which allowed me to do a lot more than what my laptop could do, and that is PC gaming. And from there on, I started creating Let's Play series on computer, and that's when my journey of becoming a independent content creator truly began. So I want to sincerely thank you all for dedicating your time to finding my videos and rewarding me with your subscription, knowing that to me that my content was worth your time, or you found it enjoyable, and that you continue to support me even through inactive times, which make moments like this very special for me to create. And that I hope that my explanation and going in detail of what DCI Gaming is about and what it has been and what it still continues to be to this day has been somewhat brought clear to you, and that you guys continue to support me and we get bigger, and we're well on our way there, and I have no doubt that I'll be any bigger than what I am today, and that we will continue to grow. So I want to thank everyone who has made DCI Gaming what it has been. I want to thank everybody who I've met in the years that I continue to know to this day, and that you are what made DCI Gaming what it has been and still is. So I thank you again, and I hope everyone has an awesome 2016, and hopefully your goals fall through the way you planned and how you want 2016 to look like in your perspective. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Mercenary, and I catch you later. Peace.